Guys, look at the difference. Nightmare Dungeon level 100. What do you get when you clear it? You get one legendary item, right? He got the same rares, 169k experience, 8,000 gold. What do you get for a Nightmare Dungeon that you do in 2 minutes? Level 40, level 50, you get 112k XP, 5,000 gold. And you basically have the same exact rewards. This takes 39 minutes to clear. This takes 2 minutes to clear. So it's like, why would someone run higher tier Nightmare Dungeons literally for the same exact loot, for the same exact, almost the same exact rewards? You can get infinitely more experience, right, just doing the most efficient thing.
Alright, hi, Scissorin here. I'm gonna do a quick tutorial for the Butcher. If you ever meet him, literally run around him in a circle like this. Very similar to like Hillock and Path of Exile. He doesn't do that much if you're running around him in a circle. Just like this. You see, it doesn't do much. He does try to run away from you and do a hook, and the hook's very like animated. Even if you're not doing a lot of damage, you can actually stay in the fight for quite a while just by running around him. Just never attack more than once. But, like, this works really well. This is 3-man HP.
My bags are full.
This kind of sucks, man. 2v1. 200s. No, they're actually teaming up too. Probably juniors. You gotta fight them, dude. The juniors. They were teaming up, dude. Legit. They're like 2v1. I'm gonna get them. That's what they were saying.
Dude, did you guys read the Twitter? How many people were like, oh my god, this guy spent fucking 10,000 years playing a 5 out of 10 game. Oh my god. Do people think that everything that they play and do and whatever is like a 10 out of 10 or higher? I'm beginning to feel crazy. People act as if a 5 out of 10 is a bad thing. Like it's literally mid. That's the entire point. In some ways, the shittiness of the game, in so many ways, is adding to my enjoyment of it. It's like, I literally played this build to level 100, and because of some garbage bugged out text, my build suddenly is like way better now. And I played to 100, and it's like I found a million things like this, you know? Okay, so if you have regular Bone Spear, it doesn't apply vulnerability. If you pick up Enhanced Bone Spear, which you have to, it releases 3 extra projectiles, right? And then, for it to apply vulnerability, you have to take Bone Spear, makes the first enemy hit vulnerable for 3 seconds. But the problem is, this only applies the vulnerable to the first mob you hit and nothing else with any other portion of the ability, yeah? So I was using that forever, because if you read the Bone Spear's imprint, it says Bone Spear's primary attack makes enemies hit beyond the first vulnerable for 2.4 seconds. So I'm like, okay, I can make everything else vulnerable, but not the initial mob that I hit, which is the important mob, because that guy needs to die, which is why I'm targeting him. So it makes sense that I would still need the vulnerable, right? Because I need to apply vulnerable to the first mob hit. Otherwise, I won't be able to apply it. And then it says Bone Shards from Bone Spear deal 95% bonus damage to vulnerable enemies and pierce them. Which means that this damage is only applied when the enemy is vulnerable, which is what I talked about that. Turns out, this is bullshit. It's just not right. You actually just get vulnerability on the first mob with just this effect, even though it says that it only applies for things beyond it. So this whole time, and I'm literally level 100, I just found out from a YouTube comment that I could have picked this, which is 5% increased critical strike chance, and 2 extra shards. It's like, what?
A lot of players right now, the biggest thing is they want to do stuff that's rewarding, and as much as people say it, nightmare dungeons are not as rewarding as normal dungeons. And I wish this wasn't the case, right? We've been doing some gold per hour farming also, in addition to our other dungeon stuff, like our other nightmare dungeon stuff. It's a pretty considerable difference. Spamming nightmare dungeons, right? Yesterday I was making like around like 6 million gold an hour. Doing Oldir's Cave, I was making like over 10 million gold an hour. Doing Sirocco Cave, over 8 million gold an hour. Doing Ironhold, I was almost making 10 million gold an hour. And almost every single item drop in these normal mode dungeons was sacred or ancestral, right? Every single run, you would have a full inventory of sacred and ancestral items. There's been no confirmation that you get better item power gear from nightmare dungeons.
Okay, so this is the Lightning Storm Druid based entirely around Lightning Storm, essentially. Picking these talents, lots of little passives in between, using Cyclone Armor and Bulwark for defensives. Little small passives, using Hurricane for generation, a lot of little other passives. Pretty much nothing. There's a big choice of grab Petrify for something there. It doesn't really matter. It's very weak. Otherwise, currently tossing between Earthen Might and Perfect Storm. They're both very good. I use Perfect Storm for most of this character. As far as the powers are concerned, there's some main ones that really help out. So Lightning Storm Bolts, lightning bolts there and lightning bolts there. Get as much lucky hit as you can, and we generate through all of that sort of shit. And then have boons of those there. The generation is mostly through Paragon on kill and Earthen Might or the Spirit Storm thing.
Ooh. That could be... a little spooky. Yeah, a little cold enchanted guy there. Wow, my fucking death elixir actually fired off. What the fuck?